Hey, what is going guys? It is ISNoob6 here, and today I have for you another deltaforce video. Today's video is going to be me telling you guys what I think the best fully automatic primary weapons are in this game. Yes, specifically the fully automatic primary weapons in the game. So no marksman rifles and no sniper rifles, no shotguns, just fully automatic primary guns in the game. This list is obviously in my opinion. You guys don't have to follow it or share the same opinion as I do. I would like to actually first off say two disclaimers. First disclaimer is that I actually haven't unlocked all the weapons in the game, so everything I'm about to say you guys don't actually have to believe, but it's just what I've calculated in my head in terms of the statistics and also the weapons I use in the extraction mode. Disclaimer number 2, this video is about the weapons in the arcade shooter mode, not the weapons in the extraction mode, because the guns in the extraction mode and the guns in the arcade shooter mode are different. I mean, they're the same, but the stats are different. The ones in the arcade shooter mode are actually slightly nerfed compared to the ones in the extraction mode. So yeah, that's the second disclaimer. Now let's get straight into the video. So first off, let's start with the assault rifles. Now the 3 assault rifles you will start off in the game would be the CAR-15, the M16A4 and the AKS-74. Now, which of the 3 rifles should you use? In my opinion, the one you should use is the CAR-15 assault rifle. And is it the best? No, it's not. The M16A4 was technically the best, but the reason why I never used it or don't really use it is because I do not like burst fire rifle weapons. Now, this is not just for this game. I don't like burst fire rifle weapons in almost any game I play, so that's why I never really use it and I don't really like it. But if you don't mind burst fire rifle, or in fact if you like burst fire weapons, then this weapon is definitely the best among the 3 starting weapons for you. But in my opinion, the CAR-15 is well, just better just because it is plainly fully automatic, and I do think it's better than the AKS. In fact, I actually think the AKS is one of the worst rifles in the game, plainly because, well, it's basically just slightly inferior to the CAR-15, and the CAR-15 is a beginning rifle, and basically almost any other assault rifle in the game is going to be better than the CAR-15. Now, as you level up, right, you will unlock more and more rifles, and you know, you think that they'll be better than the others. Well, true, but also false. Now, in my opinion, you unlocked one of the best rifles in the game early on, the QBZ-95. Now, I firmly believe that this weapon is, well, the 3rd best assault rifle in the game. Now, the reason why I say 3rd is because it doesn't have an sight. It doesn't have an actual sight. You can use iron sights on this weapon unless, you know, there's a way you can put an actual sight on this gun, and I just don't know about it. But from what I know, you can only use this gun with iron sights, and that is the only drawback of this weapon. If you could put a sight on this gun, I would say that this would be the 2nd best rifle in the game. The AK-12. I believe this is the 2nd best assault rifle in the game, but technically the best assault rifle you can use for characters like D-Wolf and Viren, because the best assault rifle in the game, which I'll show you guys later, is on a different character. Now, why is the AK-12 better? Well, I would say that the AK-12 is basically a higher DPS version than the QBZ, but its damage over range isn't as good as the QBZ. And I actually am a person that values damage over range better or more than the actual innate DPS when it comes to guns like assault rifles, obviously. If you could put a sight on this weapon, I would definitely rank it over the AK-12, but the AK-12 is better in my opinion because plainly because you can actually put a sight on it, and also because the innate DPS does make up for the fact that the QBZ has a better damage over range. Right, so I actually discovered one thing. You actually can put a sight on the QBZ. You just need to put like a rail on it, and then you can actually equip the sight. So yeah, that was a bit goofy for me from my part for not doing that much research, but yeah, you can actually put a sight on this gun, which actually in my opinion makes it the 2nd best rifle in the game, no longer the 3rd. The AUG assault rifle, which has it has actually the lowest innate DPS in the game, factoring in armor penetration. However, it has a pretty high DPS over range. It beats guns like the PTR, and it also beats guns like the AK. It actually beats guns like the AK-12, or if you include damage over range. Moving on from that, now we have the SMGs, and the only person in this game that actually has a bunch of SMGs you can choose from would be Stinger. So here you have a bunch of, well, SMGs to choose from, obviously, but in my opinion, there are only very few that are worth using. In fact, there's only 3 that's worth using. Number 1, what I think the best SMG in the game is the SR3M compact assault rifle. Well, it's a compact assault rifle, so no duh, it's going to be one of the better SMGs in the game, but I actually think that this is the best SMG in the game. Now, what do I think is the second best? The SMG45. SMG45 only because it has a higher range than all the other SMGs in the game, and once again I actually do value damage over distance rather than the actual innate DPS of a gun. Now, I understand the SMGs are supposed to be a really in-your-face gun where you're like basically next to the enemy when you use them. So which is why I actually chose this as second rather than first. So the SR3M, I fundamentally believe is actually the only SMG in the game that's actually worth using, but I would also use the SMG45 if I'm dying a lot to longer ranges and I still want to use an SMG. Now, I did say there's 3 SMGs I would use, and so the third one is the MP5. The only reason why I'll use the MP5 is because the MP5, I believe, is actually a direct upgrade to any of the other SMGs in the game other than these two. That's the only reason why I would use it, and I think it's the 3rd best SMG in the game. Right, so now still on Stinger right now, still on the character Stinger, there is actually one assault rifle. No, I didn't forget about this assault rifle that only Stinger can use, and that is the K416 assault rifle. The reason why I didn't actually mention this earlier in the assault rifle segment is because, well, what I'm about to say now, I believe that the K416 assault rifle is worth using over every single SMG in the game. Mainly because it has basically the stats of an SMG. It has like a 20-meter range, which is quite low, but it has the slightly lower innate damage of an assault rifle. Now, here's the thing: why would you want both of the disadvantages, right? That you get from the assault rifle, which is the innate damage, and the range of like of an SMG. Well, that's because the fire rate is super high. The 880 RPM is super high, and that is what I want in an actual SMG in the game. Super high fire rate while still maintaining some damage and a little bit of that range just to top it on, just top it off. So next up, right, we have the battle rifle. So you go to one of your defender characters and you can basically select a battle rifle in the rifle section. Are battle rifles good? Yes, they are. The Scar, the Ash-12, and the M7 I actually would use. Which one do I think is the best? I think the M7 battle rifle is the best among all of them. It has great muzzle velocity, it has a pretty good RPM, and it has good range, and it has good damage. Overall, very, very good. Now, technically, the Ash-12 has a higher damage over range. However, the muzzle velocity is super low, one of the lowest I've seen, and that's the reason why this gun isn't actually as good as you would think it is. Scar H, I would use, yes. Now, why would I use the Scar H? I would only use it on one character, basically. And that character is Stinger. I believe that the Scar H is actually the best weapon you can actually use for Stinger. Now, I know I talked about the K416 earlier, and I still stand by it. I would use the K416 if I actually want a high fire weapon like an SMG, but I want to be able to have a faster time to kill. Now, why would I use the Scar H? This weapon is not really for the in-your-face type of weapon. It has good long range, it has good muzzle velocity, very decent, in fact slightly low fire rate. Capacity is also a bit low, but the range is very good. The handling is very good. The control, not that high. Stability is still good. Accuracy is not bad. This is the weapon I would use for Stinger, because when I'm using Stinger, I'm not actually going to be running into the enemies because I'm supposed to be a healer. I'm supposed to be staying alive. But a lot of people would, just because he's an SMG, which is fair. So if I were to run him, like gun-ho, going in, killing people, being like the Bell Medic, I would use the 416 assault rifle. If I were to be a bit laid back and play more defensively, I would use the Scar H Bell Rifle. But overall, I do think the Scar H Bell Rifle is the choice of weapon for this dude. And now we move on to the final segment of the video, and that's going to be the LMGs. Now, the M249, is it good? Yes, it has very good range, it has decent control, the stability is also not bad, it has really high RPM, it has 858, the capacity is 100, and it has pretty decent armor penetration, or pretty good armor penetration actually. Now, this weapon, I believe, is actually worth using over any rifle in the game. It is also better than any rifle in the game, in my opinion. And the fact that you actually start off with this weapon, because you're going to use LMGs on 2 characters, the defensive characters, the fact that you actually start with this weapon alongside all the 3 other rifles makes it an obvious choice that you would use the M249 over the other rifles. It is just that much better. The only thing that's better is the PKM universal machine gun. Now I believe that this is actually the best fully automatic, or not rifle, but fully automatic weapon in the game. Good base damage at 25, very good range at 40 meters. The handling is not so great, so pulling out the weapon would take a while, but you know, that's fine. Control not great either, but if you know, the rest of the stats just make up for it, honestly. Armor penetration at 42, which is very good. Fire rate at 669, which is very decent. Capacity 75, it is very good. Muzzle velocity 630 meters a second. It is just a god tier weapon in this game. In fact, yes, I think it is the best fully automatic weapon in the game. So if I were you, if I were using any of the defensive characters, I would definitely pick up the PKM when I unlock it. I would definitely be using that instead of any other weapon. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you guys don't share the same opinions as I do, like the my weapon choices and stuff, you guys can also leave that in the comments down below. I would love to know what you guys think about the guns in this game, and also what you think about the game in general. And actually, before I end off the video, I'm actually going to show off a little bit of gameplay from some of the guns I actually mentioned in the video. Well, it's just going to be like small snippets here and there. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
We're on the brink of victory. Cruise missile launch. Prepare to advance.
Allied troops attacking Charlie 2.
Ready to deploy. Fun. Artillery ready for barrage. Enemy is more than 50% down. We cannot let them break our line. We have neutralized Charlie 1. Continue the offensive.
through their last defenses. We have neutralized objective Charlie 1. Objectives are under our control. Sector secure. Enemy presence remains in this sector. Remove them. Targets will be neutralized.